Once, Chadwick was reading a book in which it was declared that one look of grace from the Guru was enough to get liberation. But Chadwick had a doubt. If one look can give liberation to anyone, then why is everyone not liberated? He wondered. He went to Bhagavan and started telling him, Bhagavan, this is what the scriptures say. Not allowing him to go any further, Bhagavan uttered 3 words: coal, charcoal, gunpowder. Puzzled, Chadwick asked, Bhagavan, what do you mean by that? And Bhagavan replied, the look of grace of the Guru is always there and has the same power all the time. But to receive it, the seeker has to have the same intensity and be on the same wavelength. That is why seekers are said to be like coal, charcoal, or gunpowder. Coal takes a long time to ignite. Charcoal takes less time. And gunpowder ignites instantly. So some seekers get it instantly. Some seekers take more time, and those seekers who do not listen to the teaching of the Master and practice it take a long, long time. When Bhagavan told Chadwick, ask, who am I, when fear comes and fear will go, at that very instant Chadwick put it into practice and the fear was gone forever. This is like gunpowder indeed. Knowing that Chadwick was very interested in reading spiritual books, Bhagavan asked Munagala Venkatramaya to translate traditional texts like the Kavalya Navanitam, the Tripura Rahasya, and the Advaita Bodha Dipaka into English. Once the translations were done, Chadwick would have them typed and sent to a binder he knew with instructions to have 2 copies of each book bound with black leather cloth. He would give 1 copy to Bhagavan and keep 1 for himself. Bhagavan kept these copies in his mobile library. Whenever serious seekers who did not know Sanskrit or Tamil, like Dr. Mies, Miss Merston, Uma Devi from Poland, or Evans Wentz, and Morris Friedman, whenever these came, he would hand these to them. It was because of Chadwick's interest and Bhagavan's compassion for him that these translations happened. Chadwick also used to have a lot of fun with Bhagavan. In those days, there was no ceiling fans in the old hall. Instead, there was a puka, a manually operated Indian ceiling fan made of a long, stout wooden stick attached to an equally long strip of cloth. When the rope hanging from it was pulled, the puka would move to and fro, sending down a pleasant breeze. In the old hall, the puka's rope hung down behind Bhagavan's sofa. One day, when no one was in the hall, Chadwick somehow folded his 6'4" frame and hid himself behind the sofa. Then, when Bhagavan came in and sat on the sofa, he stealthily started pulling the puka. Bhagavan was surprised because there was nobody in the hall, but the puka was moving with full speed. Since Bhagavan could only turn around very slowly, by the time he tried to find out who was pulling it, Chadwick would stop pulling the puka and hide. Seeing nobody, when Bhagavan turned away, Chadwick would again resume pulling the puka. This happened a few times until finally Bhagavan called out, "Chadwick, I know you are there." Bhagavan shared many of the secrets of the holy hill with Chadwick. Once, while they were in the hall, he addressed Chadwick, saying, "Chadwick, when I was going round the hill, I was suddenly transported into the hill. I saw many cities, waterfalls, rivers, temples, and people there. These people who are here now were there, and Chadwick, you were also there. After Bhagavan expressed this, Chadwick, Munagala Venkatramaya, Osborne, and a few others independently had experiences in which they suddenly found themselves inside the mountain and saw waterfalls and cities with sages and saints meditating. It may look mysterious, but it is a true spiritual experience. The I am that we have to awaken to is the same I am which is inside the hill. Chadwick asked Sri Bhagavan to tell him more about Arunachala. Bhagavan told Chadwick about how he had roamed over the hill so much that not an inch of space on the hill was untouched by his feet. Bhagavan then narrated to him what happened once when he was roaming about the hill, during his stay at the Pancha Aman temple, situated in the forest at the foot of the hill. On that day, Bhagavan happened to look up and saw a huge banyan tree on top of a steep cliff. It struck him as possibly being the mythological tree under which Lord Dakshinamurti sat as Arunagiri yogi. Bhagavan wanted to climb up towards it. On the way, his leg accidentally disturbed a hornet nest on a bush and was stung badly by the nest's now angry occupants. Bhagavan said that everything he saw suddenly disappeared. He returned to the temple with a swollen left leg. Later on, Bhagavan warned devotees not to attempt to climb to that banyan tree. After narrating this incident to me, Chadwick said, "It is a great blessing to us that Bhagavan returned to the temple on that day without further pursuing his efforts to go up. Otherwise, we would have lost our Bhagavan on that day itself, for Bhagavan is Arunachala himself, and he would have merged with Arunagiri yogi. Just as the light from Bhagavan's body traveled up to the hilltop and merged with it when he dropped his body on 14th April 1950. Bhagavan once openly talked about how Chadwick was amongst us previously. However, he had a great desire to be born in the West, so he was born as Chadwick and then had now come back to us. When Chadwick told me this, I was not so very happy because Bhagavan never talked about reincarnation or previous births. But Chadwick then pointed out, the true import of Bhagavan's statement is not to have any desires. That is the important thing, and not whether I had a previous birth or am reincarnated. This is an indication for us seekers never to have or develop desires. The one thing that we should always meditate on is the I am, the awareness within us. It was Chadwick who came closest to making Bhagavan indicate, albeit indirectly, that he is the Guru. Bhagavan never accepted the duality of Guru and disciple. He never announced that he is the Guru and others are disciples. But at a particular stage, Chadwick had a problem with this, saying to Bhagavan, "You never declare that you are the Guru, but you also say that a disciple cannot get liberation without a Guru. So where do I stand, Bhagavan? Am I to go in search of a Guru?" Bhagavan tried to tell him that there was only the self and there cannot be a separate Guru. A true Guru cannot declare himself to be a Guru as distinguished from the disciple. He was trying to say that there is only one self in everyone, but Chadwick was not happy with the answer. Noticing this, Bhagavan turned to the others and said, "Chadwick is not satisfied with what I have said. Ask the sub-registrar to bring a legal document that declares this, and ask the office to send their seal so that I can stamp it and then give it to him." This is how Chadwick got Bhagavan to admit that he is indeed a Guru. Chadwick shared with me that a few days before Bhagavan was to drop the body, he went inside Bhagavan's nirvana room and wept bitterly, saying, "Bhagavan, you are leaving." There also, Bhagavan revealed that he is indeed the Guru through his reply, saying, "The prime duty of a Guru is to establish the certainty of his existence in the hearts of his disciples. And having done that, he is free to leave." Bhagavan had already implanted the truth in Chadwick and the others, and that was why he was dropping his body.